Students, now I want to turn my attention to discussing with you the grammar assignments for this week. The first one I want to discuss is the preposition practice number 2. So if you open this document, you will see that there are 3 sets of instructions. Okay, there are 3 sets of instructions and 3 sets of sentences. Okay, let's look at the first set. This says to type in blue ink beside the number either prep for preposition or ADV for adverb for the bolded word. Now what that means is you're going to put your cursor right there on the other side of the number. You are then going to go up here and change your color of ink. Now, for this assignment, you want to use this darker blue or this bold blue. So if I change that and then I start typing, you see what it does. It adds those letters in blue, which makes it definitely pop from the black. Now, please keep in mind, when you type your answer there, if the blue is too dark and it does not distinguish from the black, I will not see your answer and you will not get credit for doing this assignment. So make sure you choose a blue, such as I did, that is definitely distinguished from the black letters. Okay, the next thing I want to focus on is what you are actually supposed to do. Let's take a look at this first sentence. The word in the first sentence that is bolded is below. We have to decide, is this a preposition or is this word below used as an adverb? Now, one thing that you will want to remember is that in order for the word to be a preposition, it must be followed by an object, which is either a noun or a pronoun. Another thing that you can use to test to see if you're dealing with a preposition is to put the word what, the question word, what, after the preposition and ask the question. So if I read this sentence, look out below. We have to decide, is the word below a preposition or an adverb? So if we test it by putting the question word what after the preposition, and we say below what? There is nothing in the sentence to answer that question, below what? So we know that for number 1, we're dealing with an adverb. So I would type here ADV and put a space. Okay? You will do the same thing for number 2. When you look at number 2, the salad bowl is below the second shelf in the pantry. Again, ask yourself the question, below what? If you find a word that's a noun or a pronoun that answers that question, then you know that is the object of the preposition and you're definitely dealing with a preposition. You will do that for all of these words. Now, I want to give you one more tip. Please remember that in order for it to be a preposition, it must be followed by a noun or a pronoun, which is the object. It must have an object. Also, you will never put 2 prepositions together back to back in a sentence. One of them either does not belong and is out of place, or one of the preps is actually functioning as an adverb. So test your sentences carefully. Okay, this is the second set. In parentheses in each sentence, you're given a choice of 2 prepositions. You will need to decide Which preposition best fits the sentence? For number 1, your choices are beside and besides with an S. Now you're going to have to go back and think, what is the definition of these two words as you try to figure out which word to select. I want you to highlight the correct word in yellow. Let me read the sentence. Beside or besides Texarkana, we will be going to Galveston and San Antonio. Okay, the question is, which one of these words best fits this sentence? Remember that, according to your preposition notes in your study guide, beside means by the side of. Besides, with an S, means in addition to. So if you can add that information in and say beside, by the side of Texarkana, we will be going to Galveston. If that does not make sense, then test this one. Besides, in addition to Texarkana, we will be going to Galveston and San Antonio. So yes, that sounds better. That one is correct because besides means in addition to. So in addition to Texarkana, we will be going to 2 other places. Now you will read each of these sentences and you will decide which preposition or which word is best for the sentence. It may not need a preposition, it may need another type of verb, such as an adverb or a helping verb. So read the sentences carefully and decide which word in the parentheses best fits in the sentence. Okay, the third set, I want you to highlight the prepositions in each sentence in yellow and highlight the object of the preposition in light blue. Let's look at number 1. While throwing his fishing line, the boy slipped off the deck and fell into the water. So you should be able to recognize right off the bat that off is on your preposition list. So if you look at that word off, first of all, test it. Is there an answer to this question? The boy slipped off what? Yes, the answer is dock. So you would highlight off, go up here and click on your highlighter and select the bright yellow and highlight that word in yellow. Now, slipped off what? Dock is your object of the preposition. And I want you to go up here and I want you to select a light blue. Now, let me give you a tip here. If you select the dark blue, it almost blacks out the word so that I cannot read it. And if I cannot read it, I cannot give you credit for it. In fact, I will not give you credit for it. So make sure that you use a very light blue. This is almost like a hot blue. It's so light and vibrant. So use this particular shade of blue. It will be the best choice. In fact, that's the choice that I used when I selected it to highlight my words light blue. Okay, so you're looking in the sentences for the preposition and the object of the preposition. Okay, I am going to close this at this point. That is what I want you doing on this particular preposition practice number 2.